happens? This is what happens. See, I was all excited and I'm going all loud and I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. The stupid no audio because I'm not the one that normally presses the buttons around here. My girlfriend usually presses the buttons and she left and I had to press all the buttons myself and I forgot to press the dang mic button. Ah! I get made fun of it all the time and I forget to make the stupid button. Anyways, let's start over again. Let's go Dodgers for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, 6th time. 6th time the Dodgers get it done and they are the division champs again. How amazing is that? So let's start. How we always go. How we always go. I know. We did this already.
Button.
And see, this is how happening again. See, because I had to do all this crazy nonsense, all these different buttons are going crazy. All right, let's just go about with it. Tell me, where did you watch the Dodgers just beat the Rockies 5-2? We'll get into all that Kenley Jansen nonsense a little bit later. But where were you calling? Where are you hitting me up from? Are you leaving Dodger Stadium right now? Did you stay home to make sure that you were able to watch this game today? Where are you at? What's going? I mean, this is game 163. And the Dodgers take the division. Let's go Dodgers. Look at this. I'm still in the same shirt that I left from work, and I had to go into work with a nice collared shirt. So let's tell me where you at. Currently cheering in math. School can wait. Dodgers Nation is on. Adrian Alvarez, that's what I like to hear. Springfield, Illinois, Brian Hadfield. You're in the office, Dino's 5150. That's where you should be. You should be in the office, and you're having this live on your screens. And I hope that you all went on and used my little stream that I like to give everybody because it's fun that way. 716 from the Bills Mafia. That's the Dom Closimo. Let's see. I got. I wake in 4 hours in the morning in Taiwan. B-Pork. Look at that. Go Waco, Texas from Blanco Rojo. Rehab. Hey, you know what? Everywhere's a Dodger fan. The plot in Logan. Logan was a really good movie. Totally fine with that. Sacramento in the house. Israel Fitness. Yep. I watched in enemy territory. San Francisco Bay Area. John Gregory. Good. I'm totally fine with that. And you start yelling at him saying, Dodgers win for the 6th year in a row and swept your punks. Yeah, that's right. They took... Let's see, was watching the game at work. Thank you, ESPN. Exactly, Lily Gomez. You were able to watch the game on ESPN. You were able to listen to the game on ESPN Los Angeles. And now you can go listen to Sedano on the postgame, or you can listen to me on the postgame show on Facebook Live, Instagram Live, Periscope on Dodgers Nation and ESPN Los Angeles Periscope, YouTube, and Twitch. Everywhere we are here for you. 6 times NLS chance from Jose Gonzalez. I was watching on my phone at work from Boise, Idaho. I bet everybody loves that. El Paso, Texas for Luis Garcia, but Boise, Idaho was Julie, I can't say that last name, Rusian. I found this site and it's great. Brian Hatfield, I'm glad you found a good site. Let's go Dodge. Oceanside, go blue. Ireland won 5K. He sure did. He absolutely did win 5K and lost 20K in the process. But I mean, he did win 5K overall. Vancouver, Washington, go blue from Brick Riles. Cheering from Lids in Orange. Casey Donaldson, good for you. Heard it all heading home on ESPN Radio 710 Radio in the 91 freeway in Riverside. That's right. Stick it all on to ESPN LA. You were able to stick on ESPN LA all day. You had Mason in Ireland from 11 to 1, then right into the game, and then right into this. That's huge, big time stuff. All right, that is, well, Greg, you and Mace were right. Always had a little bit, you're right, Nash Cabs. Mason and I had low panic levels the entire year, and look what happens. At the end of the year, the Dodgers are on top. So that's a huge deal. Let's go, Krish Patel on Cloud 9 in Boise, Idaho for Dodgers Dune. Hey, somebody else was from Boise. Maybe you guys know each other. Jansen, I got a lot of Jansen stuff. Vancouver, Washington. Let's go. Madison, Wisconsin from Brian Knupp. On a flight, 714. Ant Gun is on a flight watching this. This is how big Dodgers Nation. Starkness 01. There you go. San Diego at work. Starkness on Twitch. Love seeing you guys on here from all over, every single place. All right. let's get into this exact game, and then we're going to get into what all of you I know want to talk about. And that's you all want to talk about is game on Thursday. Brandon Piley, my boy, I got to get this in here first. Greg, you've kept me grounded all year. I've been so negative on our texts. Your positivity has been rock solid. Brandon, this is what I've been trying to tell you, man. Look, you can see it in the games. I know it's hard, and that's what we all have learned together, is that it's hard to, when you live and die by every pitch, and it comes down to the game 163, you can get down. It's easy to get down. But if you have faith in a team that's been here before, now watch them run right through the playoffs. It's going to happen. All right, so let's get into my actual topics here just so we can have a little bit to talk about before we get into Thursday's stuff and really get into the deep nitty-gritty, which is weird to say. I don't like saying nitty-gritty. It's because I used to play that game on the iPhone. What was that game called? Do you remember what was the name of that game called? Just write it down there, please. Right there. The game with it's for the nitty gritty or whatever. Time for the nitty gritty. I don't know. Whatever the game is. Game on the iPhone, and stop playing it. Effing Bueller. Walker Bueller, right? How great was Walker Bueller tonight? This kid is, 24 years old, and he came out just firing. He was throwing 99 miles an hour, 98 miles per hour, and Jason Stark had a great stat on Twitter today. He used 6 different pitches to get swings and misses. It was a 4-seamer. I'm not sure if I can remember all of them, but it was a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, he had a curve, a slider. I don't remember all the pitches that he used, but he used 6 different pitches, and he had swings and misses on 6 pitches, and he changed his speed to change up. He was going 99, then he was going 83. Walker Bueller, 6 2/3, strong innings to really, in the biggest game of this young kid's career. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable what he has become and what he's done for this team, especially starting in game 163. And not only that, he got the 5th run of the game with a single. I think they were saying on the broadcast that it was his first ever RBI. Well, what a time for his first ever RBI. Jeez. All right, Cody Bellinger and Max Muncy both go yard, and both of them were 2-run jacks that really put that game away. Cody Bellinger against German Marquez, who, by the way, German Marquez, you really got to give it up for this dude. He came out pitching really well. He was changing pitches. He was throwing 99 or 96, and then he was dropping it down to 87, 89. He was looking really good, he had a strong pitcher's duel through, I think, the first 3 innings, and at that point you had 1 hit throughout that. By the way, Walker Bueller gave up 1 hit in 6 2/3 inning. Let's just make sure that we're all aware of what just happened in that game. But Cody Bellinger was 1 of 12, I think, 1 of 15 against German Marquez over his career. 2-run home run in a huge spot. That's another young kid that's with the Dodgers for a long time. Max Muncy with another 2-run shot off of German Marquez to go up 4-0. Huge battles from those guys. And Muncy, by the way, took that to a 3-2 count and then got it knocked out. That's what he's been doing this year. That's why he has 35 home runs on the year, because he can do things like that. He can be that guy that can work you in the count and then take you out of the park, because that's how good he has been. All right, I know this is the toughest part right here. I was afraid to kind of talk about it. Kenley Jansen coming in and giving up back-to-back home runs. He gave it up to Arenado, and he gave it up to Story. And he's been seemingly giving up a lot of home runs recently. All right. Kenley Jansen. I've been saying this all year as well, and I know Mason says it's the same thing on Mason in Ireland on ESPN Los Angeles. Kenley Jansen, and you can ask the dudes on Blue Heaven and Dodgers Nation, Kenley Jansen in a non-save situation is god-awful. He is terrible. He's 38 of 42 in saves this year. So those 4, and 2 of those were at the very beginning of the year, and I think one of those was in August. In a save situation, Kenley Jansen is locked down. When it's a 5-run lead, Kenley Jansen slows down, and he's not the same guy. I know it looks like he's not right, but when you have a 5-run lead, you can just go out there and rear back and throw as hard as you possibly can, and just see if you can get it past the guy. Once he actually throws the 93, 92 cutters that are getting the swings and misses, he gets through it. But he's going to give up In non-save situations, there's no reason to have him in. I get why Dave Roberts and Farhan Zaidi and Andrew Friedman wanted to have Kenley in this game with a 5-0 lead. It was just because he's not pitching again until at least Thursday. So you have Tuesday, Wednesday rest. You have 2 days of rest in between. He's going to be just fine. And exactly, see it here. Hoax Hussey, he was pinpoint after 2 home runs. That's right. After the 2 home runs, he was absolutely pinpoint, and he's going to continue to be absolutely pinpoint. Totally fine with Kenley Jansen in save situations. Non-save situations, he gives up runs. It's just how it is. I understand you guys want to fire him and you want to get rid of him. He's the guy. He's going to be the one that you need in the playoffs. You need him right. Totally fine. And taking Walker Buehler out of that game, again, fine with it. 6 2/3 innings. He just gave up a walk. He was over 90 pitches. You're going to need him nice and fresh. He's sky high right now. Absolutely sky high. Let him hold on to that. Don't let him he gave up a walk. Let's say the next bat is a home run. That kind of hurts his psyche a little bit. So take him out right there. Nothing for him to worry about. He leaves with 6 2/3 and with only getting up 1 hit in a game 163, that's the way that he wants to look at it. That's the way that it needs to be. So I'm totally fine with you taking out Walker Buehler, and Kenley will be good in a save situation. Ask Brandon Piley. This is all about the positivity. You have to be positive, and I'm pretty sure that Kenley Jansen is great in that situation. All right, it's time for Atlanta. It's time for Atlanta on Thursday at home. Not only did they win on game 163 to get the division, they also get home field advantage in the NLDS. That's huge. And now you don't have to see Milwaukee maybe until the NLCS, or it could be either the Cubs or the Rockies. And I got to tell you, I think the Rockies pull away with that game. I really do. We'll see what happens tomorrow because they have to play again tomorrow. And the Rockies went into their bullpen just a little bit too much when down 5-0. Kind of crazy what they were doing. Not a big fan of those moves. But they have to play tomorrow and we don't. All right. That's perfect for me. I'm going to go right into some of this stuff for you guys now. Now it's time to get into all of your questions. And I start out on Facebook, like I always do. Christian Gore, my only worry about Kenley is the possibility of playing in Colorado in the NLCS. Yes, Christian, that is a possibility, and it's a worry, but he said he will be going to Colorado if he has to, and it's all about the playoffs for him. He's going to be there. He's pitched in Colorado before, but really I want him to be healthy first, but he should be just okay. Fontana, California in the house. Antonio Valenzuela, great. This game gives them momentum. John Gregory, they've had momentum the whole weekend. They have now won, I don't know the exact number, but I believe it's now 13 of 17 of their last games, or 14 of 18. They've been playing really well. The Rockies just went on fire against bad teams, and look what happens when the Rockies faced a good team in the Dodgers. The Dodgers, in games against teams with winning records, have been fantastic in September. Only lost a couple times, maybe 3 or 4 times total. So and you only see teams with winning records in October. So that's always a big deal. All right, let's check out ESPN Los Angeles. Twitter repeat of last year. Walker's our #1 pitcher. He's close. He's going to be probably the 3rd starter against Atlanta, though. Dodgers win. Now time to win the World Series. That's right, JJ Bay Area dude. Kershaw, Ryu, Walker against Braves. Yes, Shane K. Lee, absolutely. That is your 1, 2, 3 in the playoffs. Kershaw is going to get the start. Ryu will get game 2, and then Walker will get game 3. I could see them messing around and going Ryu, Kershaw, Walker, but I'm assuming they're going to go Kershaw, Ryu, Walker, because Kershaw is still your ace. I know it's hard to say for some of you guys. Kershaw is still your ace. I'm still a big Kershaw guy. Until he proves me completely wrong, I'm a Kershaw guy. Buehler's what Lincecum was, minus the crazy delivery that cut Lincecum's career short. Yeah, and that's the great thing about Walker Buehler, too, is that he throws so many different pitches. He doesn't overthrow. I mean, you saw him overthrow a little bit in this game, and what happened? Yasmani Grandal, you could see him behind the plate. He was just saying, hey, calm down. He got through the inning. He got through the top of the 4th, and then you had Cody Bellinger hit you a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 4th. After that, he cruised. He cruised the rest of the way, and that was, once you have that little lead, you're like, okay, all right, I got this. And 1 hit out of the guy. 1 hit. Greg, with all the rest days, how does our starters line up? I was just saying it. Kershaw, Ryu, Walker. That's probably how we're going to see it. All right, Dodgers Nation in Periscope. I know I'm supposed to change these things, but I don't have. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be pressing all these buttons. There's way too many buttons, and for me to look at you and press these buttons, I can't do it. So you're just going to see my Twitter up there for the rest of the time. I'm sorry. I don't have time to go changing all that stuff for the hour that I'm on here with you guys. Dodgers did very well versus good teams, bad against trash. Let's go. It's right. You are absolutely right. Skuwasak. That's a nice name. I like that name. Without a doubt, we've definitely become a favorite to win the pennant for the National League. Mr. Adup, 96, yes, they have been the favorite, and they've been the favorite for a little while now, and now you can see why. This game shows you why, because you have the pitching and you have the offense. Guys got involved against a good pitcher in German Marquez. He had 9 Ks tonight. He he was great so far. So, and he still got hit with 2 home runs because this team has power, has patience, and it waits for its pitches. So you're seeing a lot of good things from this Dodgers team. I believe they're going to go into the World Series. They're better than the Cubs. They're better than the Rockies. They're better than the Braves. The Brewers are a little bit scary. They're playing really, really tough. Their bullpen is outstanding. Their pitching is playing a little bit over its head. So if they can get into that bullpen early, then that means that you're getting hits against that starting rotation of Chacin and a couple other guys that they had Chacin today, and like a couple other guys that just are really playing way above their head. So I think that this is now the time. The Dodgers are better than every other one of those teams. YouTube, I'm on flights. All right, I got that already. Let's see. Cody, what time is the game on Thursday? I'm not sure. I'm assuming it's going to be, there's only 2 games that both the NLDS games are on Thursday, and I believe there's one at 10:30 and one at 5:30. Or even maybe 4:30. I'm not sure. I don't know what time it's going to be. I can't look it up. I don't have it in front of me just yet. It'll come out soon, though. The Clints, this is Cybernetic Slayer. The Clints were saying that Bellinger would go deep today. They were right. You know what? I'm going to give it up to Clint Evans. He has been right, I think, the last 3 or 4 times. He called Cody Bellinger a couple games ago was going to go deep. He called Justin Turner was going to go deep in one game, and he did on that Friday game. And now he's calling again. He called Bellinger again deep today. So, hey, Clint Evans, good for you, man. You've called it now 3 times in a row that I can think of. So, solid. Absolutely. That's on the Dodgers Nation pregame, by the way. Make sure you go listen to the Dodgers Nation pregame because they got a lot of good stuff. Tupac since 71. Dodgers are the favorite, but in my opinion, out of all the NL teams, Brewers scare me. That's 1 through 5 in that lineup. Plus the pen with Jeffries, Hader, and Knebel. Yeah, they have a really strong pen, and their 1 through 5 is pretty crazy, too. Because now you're going... Because you're going Kane, what is it? It goes Kane, Yelich, who is just ridiculous. Then it goes Braun, I believe, Aguilar, and Shaw. That's a strong 1 through 5. They're a little bit weaker down below, which is not so bad, but they are they're still good, but it's just a little bit weaker, and their pitching is pitching a little bit over their head. I think that the Dodgers are still the better team in that situation. Check out Twitch. Cody came out of his little slump. At the right time. Yep, supercharged the team. He absolutely did, and that was what we were saying. Cody against German Marquez was like 1 of 15 lifetime against him with no home runs, and he hit a 2-run jack off him. Huge, just an absolutely huge time. Let's see. Jesse Ladd 01. Who can close other than Kenley? Nobody else on this team. If you do not have Kenley in that 9th inning, and they showed it in August. If you remember, in August, Kenley Jansen wasn't playing, and they blew every lead in the 9th inning. Kenley Jansen is your closer. Kenley Jansen must be right. And Kenley Jansen in save situations, I totally trust. 100% trust Kenley Jansen in a save situation, and I think he gets it done in the postseason. Let's see. This year, they fought harder than last year, and I think the bench will come up big and win the World Series. Shane K. Lee, absolutely. Now, because last year, remember, they had like a 19-game lead, and it all just kind of faded away in the beginning of September, and then they pushed it back up to around 10 or whatever it was. And now they're playing hard every single game. And now they have to go in and they had to play a game 163 and put it all out there. They're battle tested. They are ready. They've all been here before. I think they're the best team in the National League, and they're going to get through it. going to get through it. Dodgers Dune 11:30. I still say Cody was safe. Cody was safe. A tie goes to the runner. I don't care what anybody says. Tie goes to the runner. He was safe. Absolutely safe. Joe Bennett, way to go Dodgers. That's right. Way to go Dodgers. Brian James Beck, don't rule out Kersh as a closer. Yeah, I mean, he's your starter. He's going to be a game one. He closed. Remember, what was it, 2 years ago? He closed the game against the Nationals that I think Rich Hill started. But yeah, he closed the game against the Nationals. Kershaw can do it in times, but he's your number one starter. So when he pitches on Thursday, and then it's going to go Kershaw, Ryu, Buehler, and that is a good 1, 2, 3. If you need a fourth, Rich Hill will be ready, or you could even use Rich Hill out of a pen, which I don't really like, but we'll see. Rich Hill, if you need that fourth game, you hope you sweep, but you hope in that fourth game, if you need him, Rich Hill's there, and he showed on Sunday who he is, because that was some great game. He had 75 pitches through 7 innings. Get out of here. That doesn't happen. My belly was hurting all day until belly went yard. Oh, I see what you did there, Kyle. I think you see that the belly was hurting, so you went belly. Yeah, we got it. Let's see. I saw one that was calling me out exactly. Let's see. Bergman says Jansen is our best chance. I'm done. Your stream is as trash as Jansen's slider. Roger Rodriguez. I'm glad that that's the reason that this stream is trash, because the closer with 38 saves and is one of the best closers in all of baseball is trash in your mind. Okay, that's fine. Then see ya. You can go wait on hold on that one channel, or you can go try and find the post game on a channel that doesn't exist on 75% of the country. Go listen to, or you can listen to Sedano. Go on the radio and go listen to Sedano. He'll be talking about stuff. Let's see. Clint Nielsen, a closer who gives up runs almost every outing is a concern. Yes, it absolutely is a concern. However, when it's in a non-save situation, he gives up runs. In save situations, he is fantastic, and he gets the job done. I mean, technically, it ended up being 3 runs, and it was a save situation, and that's when he shut it down. Just saying. Maybe I'm giving him a little bit too much credit, but that was it. Do you love me? I'm old Greg. I think that's what you're talking about there, NG Levo 10. That's the greatest skit ever, by the way. I love that skit, the old Greg skit on YouTube. Just go into YouTube and type in old Greg. It's hysterical. Great stuff. Desert Doyer, sucks the stadium wasn't full. 1 p.m. start and didn't help. I think it got fuller as the game went on, but yes, most people were either in school or they were at work or wherever they had to be. Unfortunately, they just didn't make it. Would have loved to have seen that stadium packed, but it looked pretty full as the game went on, just like Dodger games usually do. Let's see. Soap Hop Tep. Don't give in to the low self-esteem troll. That's usually, they're all like that. I'll answer everybody. Look, I have no reason to not answer. If you feel that Kenley Jansen is not the guy, I'm happy to talk it out with you. However, I don't believe it. I'm not with you on that. I don't think that that's the truth. Mark Cote, Kenley only had 2 blown saves. He actually had 4, but I see your point. And 2 of those blown saves were very, very early in the year. I'm talking May. He had 2 blown saves, and then 2 the rest of the way. And when it actually came down to the time, Kenley Jansen was there. Let's see. Larry Hyde. Jansen has problems. Love the guy. He has problems in sense that when it's a non-safe situation. Jasmine Miner, you can't take the girl out of the LA, but you can't take her. You can take the girl out of LA, but you can't take her Dodgers away. That's right, Jasmine Miner. That's what I like to hear. Anywhere you are, wherever you are, Jasmine, outside of LA, stick with the Dodgers. All right, let's check Instagram. Don't have 100% confidence in KJ, sorry, but he's not 100% there. I see it. Look, I see it too. I understand. He's giving up home runs and he's giving up big hits and he's doing a lot of the things that you're thinking, okay, that's not what a closer can do. However, because he is the guy that he is, and in save situations, go back and look. Go look at all of his save situations. Go on baseballreference.com, look up Kenley Jansen, hit your splits, or just go to game logs and look at it. You'll see in save situations, he does not give up runs. It's just the truth. I don't know how else to say it. Let's see. And as Kevin Perez Allen will tell you, that's my way of arguing with people is, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Most of the time, I'm wrong. But on this sense, I'm actually correct about this. Non-save situation, closers in non-save situations have always been my biggest pet peeve. And why are we thinking so much about this Kenley thing? I get it's a big deal, but at the same time, the Dodgers just won game 163 and are going to Thursday in the NLDS at home. Beautiful. D-Foley USA, attendance was 47,816, pretty close to season average. Good for a last-minute game, 163. Exactly. Huge numbers. They always sell out. That's right around a sellout. I think it's a little bit over 50 that needs to sell it out. What's the rotation for NLDS OPM Javi? It is Kershaw, Ryu, Bueller. Kershaw, Ryu, Bueller is probably where we're gonna go. And let's see, Joe Burlingame. So he pitches different in non-safe situations. Come on, every closer pitches different in non-safe situations. It's not just Kenley Jansen. When you see a closer in a non-safe situation, they just pitch differently. And maybe that's just a bull response, and you can just kind of brush that away if you'd like. But it's just kind of how it is. I used to work at Fox Sports Radio, and at Fox Sports Radio, Rob Dibble was one of the hosts at the time. I know he still does radio other places, but Rob Dibble was a closer in the major leagues. I asked him, I was like, hey, I hate closers in non-safe situations. You were a closer. What did that mean for you? And he goes, man, I hated going in non-safe situations. You just don't have the same adrenaline. You just don't have the same feeling. You just feel like it doesn't even really matter as much. I don't care if it's a tie game or if they're down. It doesn't matter. You're like, this just isn't the same. When you have that 1-run lead, that 2-run, 3-run lead, it's just a different mindset. Unfortunately, that's how I've always seen it. So, Joe, if that's not what you don't like, I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it. You have your opinion, especially when it comes to Kenley in a non-safe situation. I wish he pitched better in non-safe situations, but he did. I can't say non-safe situation any more times. I think that is the last. I'm going to say it 2 more times and I'm done. Non-safe situation, non-safe situation. Done. I can't say it anymore. It's crazy to me. All right. Ed Jackson, great game, Fred, whoever you're trying to talk to. We love it. Let's go Dodgers brought the house down today. Rockies not in our house. All right. You know what? Let's go this way. Since you guys are going to kind of go into the NSS, because I don't want to say the whole thing again, but let's get into the actual postseason roster now. Yes, I see that. Booze and Shoes 88. 6 Pete. Win the division 6 years in a row. And it's going to be for years to come. All right. So let's go through the order. The offenses should be pretty easy. The batting order should be pretty easy. Justin Turner, Manny Machado, Cody Bellinger, Chris Taylor, Yasmani Grandal, Austin Barnes, Kike Hernandez, Matt Kemp, Yasiel Puig, Jock Peterson, Max Muncy, Brian Dozier's in, especially how he hit on Sunday, and David Freese. That's your 13 guys on the offensive side. They're going to be in your batting order. They're all going to be their bench and batting order. That's how that's going to be. That means Verdugo, Tolles, Locastro, Utley, and Farmer are not going to make it. I'm sorry, those guys are not going to make it. So now you leave yourself with 12 guys in the pitching staff. The 12 guys in the pitching staff is where it's going to be interesting because you have to have it set before the series starts, right? So the easy ones, the absolutely easy ones are going to be Kershaw, Bueller, Hill, Ryu, and Wood. That's 5 guys. Wood is coming out of the pen. He has done nothing but just strike guys out since he's been coming out of the pen over the last couple days. So absolutely it's going to be Wood. And now it gets down to your bullpen. And Wood is a part of that, but that's 5 guys. Kenley Jansen is 6. Kenta Maeda is 7. And then it gets a little bit interesting. Scott Alexander is 8. I think that he's in. I think Caleb Ferguson is absolutely in. That's 9. That leaves 2 spots to go between Roscup, Floro, Venditti. Actually, leaves 3 spots. Roscup, Floro, Venditti, Baez, and Fields, and Urias. I think Baez is in. He's proven himself over the last month and a half. He absolutely has proven himself. Baez is in. That's 10. Leaves you 2 spots. So it's either Cingrani, Fields, Urias, Madsen, Axford, Garcia, Venditti, Floro, or Roscup. That's tough. There's a lot of really good names in there. I think, me personally, and I may be wrong about these last 2, I think the 2 that get in are Roscup, lefty Roscup, and it's all been bounced around here. But I'm gonna go Floro. I think Roscup and Floro are the 2 guys that you're gonna see in that, which would leave out Venditti, Cingrani, Fields, Urias, Axford, Garcia, and Madsen. That's a lot of guys to leave off that have playoff experience. I know we all want to see Julio Urias, especially how he's pitched recently. Julio Urias needs so much time between outings, just ask SD Dodger. He did a great write-up, a couple of great write-ups on DodgersNation.com that were all about Julio Urias, and Urias just needs like 4 days in between every single time on his outings. Unfortunately, Urias is not going to make it. He needs to be able to pitch back-to-back days, and he can't do that right now, as from what they're saying. So don't expect Urias. I know Mark Boren Baez, he's proven himself with a bunch of question marks and laughing. I don't like it either. But Baez, over the last month, has been really, really good. And if he's not on that roster, it doesn't make sense. He's been so good right now. I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all in a playoff situation. And when he comes in and it's a 3-run game and he's got 2 men on base, I'm going to be on my hands and knees praying with the rest of you saying, God, please, Baez, just don't give this up. Just don't give this up. He gives up home runs in that situation. I don't like it, but he's proven himself so far. Ramy Candela, or sorry, that's not it. It's somebody else saying it. Ramy Candela, 19 of 22 scoreless outings. Baez, .59 ERA the last 15 games. You can't argue with that. He's been really, really good. I can't fault him for it. He's been so good that he's made himself on this roster. Some people are asking about Ross Stripling. Joshua Lovell 22 and blue, red, purple, and gold. About Ross Stripling. I honestly believe Ross Stripling has pitched himself out of the rotation, out of the bullpen. I think he's totally knocked himself out. He's done. I think Stripling doesn't have the chance anymore. Scott was frustrated today. Dave let him pitch only 6. Yeah, if you're talking about Scott Alexander is basically just your loogie at this point. He's only coming in for lefties, and he's just trying to get the ground balls from those guys. Just wants a left-handed ground ball hitter. That's all you want. And he did it, and he did it again today. You've seen it so much. The last time when he gave up that 3-run home run the other day, he got 3 ground balls given up that didn't get him out of the inning. The one of them that bounced right off of Justin Turner and hurt his thumb in the process should have been a double play, and that would have gotten him out of the inning. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. You had 2 guys on base, and the next guy comes up, see ya, home run. And that's what Scott Alexander gets put behind. But normally, and he got a ground ball today against Charlie Blackmon up the left field side, normally right where Justin Turner is standing. But with the analytic lineup and all that, nonsense of the shift and all that, lefty went right up the left field line, and that's where you got that's where you got his single from. By the way, Charlie Blackmon, 2 singles. He was the only one to get a hit until Jansen. Let's see. Let's go over to the ESPN Periscope. Greg, how do you feel about Kenley giving up 2 runs? You think it's because he's in a non-safe? Oof, Mike and Tiff, I talked about it a bunch, but yes, that's exactly the reason. I think that's why he gave it up. Or is it because he's just not sharp? I think it's not. Most of you don't think it's sharp, but I think it's just the NSS, the non-safe situation. Non-safe situation. Yeah, I love Jansen, but man, sometimes, sheesh. Yeah, I love him too, and I think he's going to be just fine. I know you're all worried about him. Maeda's pitching good right now, but Maeda has also come in and said that when it's in the 9th inning, he can't do it. He doesn't pitch well in the 9th inning. There's certain guys that can and can't do it. Kenley Jansen is the right guy for that. He does it well, and he does it every year, year in and year out. He's the guy that you want in the 9th inning. There's nobody else in this bullpen I want to see in the 9th inning. That's it. 702 Las Vegas, Nevada. Vegas strong. That's right. Easy as AJD. I like that. Dodgers are all the way, baby. That's right. I honestly think Utley would be back as a Philly. He'll go back there as a Philly, but maybe like that, sign one of those one-day contracts and then retire. Esneri, what do you think postseason Manny Machado will be like? I hope postseason Manny Machado is the guy that we saw on Saturday against San Francisco. The guy that gets hits. The guys that that moves guys over. Moves, whether it's Freese or Muncy over. Moves Justin Turner over. Or hits a big home run at a big moment. I think Manny Machado, if he's going to get paid, he's going to have to put up big numbers this postseason. Some guys just can't do it. Look at Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez was one of the best regular season hitters of all time. He fell apart in playoffs left and right. He did have a couple good years, and one of them was really good with the Yankees. But for the most part, he was really bad. Mike Trout is the best player in baseball, period. He's been to the playoffs 1 time. He got 1 hit. 1 hit in those 3 games. It was a home run, but 1 hit. in 15 at 12 or 15 at bat, somewhere around there. So guys that are supposed to be great don't always are great in the postseason. I'm hoping that Manny Machado is not that guy. I'm hoping that Manny Machado is better than those guys, and he comes through in a huge clutch performance. Maurizio 1010. Kershaw needs to perform like Kershaw this postseason. Yes, he does. He's better in game 1s than he is in game 5s or game 6s or game 7s. Like he does in game 1s, he's usually pretty strong. So I think in this game, I think he'll be strong in game 1. I haven't looked enough into Atlanta yet to really give you their entire roster. I know Fultonevich is one of their big guns out of there. But I'm not sure who's starting. I haven't looked. I need to really sit down and do some work on the Atlanta Braves. But they have a pretty good lineup. I mean, Ronald Acuna Jr. is a beast, but he's young. So he's another one of those guys that could totally be swing and miss type guys in the playoffs because they're just trying to swing for the fences, getting that uppercut swing and just missing. And especially when you have a guy like Kershaw on the mound that throws pinpoint accuracy when he's on and has the sliders going and the curve going. It could be a long series for Ronald Acuna Jr. because he is so young and just hasn't seen this type of situation. With Justin hurt, we will need Manny. You know what? He does have a hurt thumb, but he's playing just fine. And you saw sometimes guys just can't hit other guys. Like he had a trouble with German Marquez. Happens sometimes but once he got to the bullpen, you saw he just shortened up his swing a little bit and it was a beautiful swing off of, I believe it was Oberg or someone before Oberg, and he got a nice hit to get on base there, and you knew that was kind of going to happen there. He's going to be just fine. He'll get a huge double somewhere. Totally have faith in Justin Turner. He's done it in the playoffs. He was great in the playoffs last year. Remember, he was the one that had the walk-off home run against the Cubs. So remember that. Let's see. I'm betting playoff intensity will fix Kenley's non-save situation struggles. Let's go Dodgers. Hey, that's all that matters. They're going to be save situations, otherwise you won't see them. Let's see. I love that you guys are talking to each other on Facebook, by the way. Continue to do that, please. Lisa Jones. Well, Greg, I got to hand it to you. You believe for those of us who had our doubts. You got it, and they got it done. That's right. I'm sorry. But this is what this has been for the last 3 months. It's all been positive. Even when they were down, this has been positive. So that's why. And you know what? It came through, and you guys stuck around with it. So that means that you guys are positive too. So wonderful. I'm glad to see that it all worked out for everybody. Foxtrot now. Madsen maybe because he has a lot of postseason experience. I don't think he makes it. Alexander walked his guy today. Lately, he not clutch. He seems to walk that first guy, and then he gets the double play is what happens. He's a double play guy. Maybe it's like a setup kind of deal. I don't know. But he is striking guys out. He's not walking very many people. It's only about 20 walks somewhere around there that he has on the year itself. So I got trust in Scott Alexander too. I mean, maybe I'm just a homer. I can't help it. I see what I see. There's guys I like. There's guys I don't like. I haven't seen enough from Tony Cingrani. I haven't seen enough from Julio Urias where he can pitch on back-to-back games. I've seen some bad moments from Ryan Madsen, but because he has the postseason experience, maybe he makes it in over a guy like Floro. It's very, very possible. Axford Garcia not making it. Josh Fields has the postseason experience too, but he hasn't pitched enough. Perez 1619 Twitch. So will the Dodgers be going with a 3 or 4 man rotation? Let's most likely a 3-man. I mean, if you need the 4th, and I think Rich Hill's there, it just depends on situation. If you're up 2-1, you pitch Hill in that game. If you're down 2-1, you probably come back with the Kershaw there. It really depends on the situation. I think it's a 3-man rotation with the 4th being an option if needed. When it gets into a 7-game series, you may see that whole 4 game. If you're down 3-0, though, then it's differently. So it all depends on situation, especially with this front office, right? This front office is all about matchups and situations. So I think we see Rich Hill as the number 4 starter, but I think for the most part, it depends on the situation. If you're down 2-1, then maybe you come back with a Kershaw. Perez 1619 again. Has Machado ever played in the playoffs? You know what? I feel like the Orioles made the playoffs a couple years ago, but I could be off. I know they were decent a couple years ago when Crush Davis was actually hitting the ball really well. So he may have then, but they may have also just missed the playoffs that year. So not positive. I don't think that he was in the playoffs, but don't quote me on that because I know that they were really good. The Orioles were really good with Crush a couple years ago. So I'm not positive. And I know that Jones was good. They had a really good team. Work clothes, Bergman. Take it off and wear a white T-shirt. Cafe coffee. You know what? No, like it's a Dodgers shirt, so I made sure to go in a Dodgers shirt. So if I'm sorry that it wasn't, it's not the white shirt. It's not the what it is, but I go into the Dodger game with the Dodger shirt on. I'm gonna tell you a quick. No, never mind. Nobody needs to know that. Hate that tomahawk chalk. I hate that tomahawk chalk too. It's the worst. And it's. I mean, let's be honest. It's like semi-racist too. So not a big fan of that either. Buehler, the new ace from GPZY. I think he's got a chance to be the new ace next year. He's not right now. Kershaw is still your ace. I know that's crazy to say, but I think Kershaw is still your number one guy. Buehler is your number two. It's like a 1A, 1B type situation, right? So I think Buehler has proven who he is, but he still is only 24 years old and he hasn't been there. So Kershaw, with being a guy where he has to be more pinpoint with his accuracy, I think this made me make him a better pitcher in the postseason than what he was. He's been a little bit off in September, I'm not going to lie. But he's been giving up runs, especially on Saturday. That was rough. He had a 2-0 lead, then he had a 5-3 lead, and he just blew it. They weren't even home runs. They were just little peppered hits. So a little bit tough, but I think that they're going to be. I think Kershaw is still that guy. He's not there. I don't think Buehler's there just yet. I think he will be at some point because, man, he looked fantastic today in a huge, huge pressure-packed situation. Oh, boy, I was waiting for this one. Chris M26, could Mike Scioscia be a hire if the playoffs don't go the Dodgers' way? Mike Scioscia is never going to manage the Dodgers, period. There's a good chance he may never be a major league manager again. Mike Scioscia is very, very old. Mike Scioscia is not analytic-based whatsoever. Dave Roberts has been very good. I know most of you don't want to hear that because he messes around with the lineups a lot, but Dave Roberts has been good. He's taken him to the World Series Game 7. He's taken him to the NLCS, and now he took him back into won the division again. Since Dave Roberts has been there, they have never lost the division. That's just facts. So there's no way that Andrew Friedman or Farhan Zaidi, who fired Dave Roberts, who has been the guy that they want him to be, a guy that gets along great with the players, can sit in front of a podium and tell them exactly what they want said without them actually saying it, and just show a nice face and give in the lineup card. Every once in a while, maybe argue a call with the ump because the umps are terrible, but Dave Roberts does what he needs to do. Mike Scioscia is never, ever going to be a manager for the Dodgers. Just because he was a great Dodgers catcher doesn't mean that he's ever going to touch that bench in LA. And it's unfortunate. I'm not a fan of Scioscia anyway. Look what he's done with Mike Trout. Nothing. He's done absolutely nothing with Mike Trout. Let's see. We don't want Mike. There you go. Dave Foley. Yeah, Robert's not going anywhere. He's part of the new school. Exactly. Great division titles. No championships. You're right. Absolutely right, Tim Guerrero. I want a World Series championship. I don't think I'm alone here. I think all Dodgers fans want a World Series championship. Winning the division is great. Winning 6 in a row is great. Making it to the World Series is great. Winning in the World Series is what it's about. Winning the World Series is what needs to happen. This is the year. They can get through the playoffs. They can get into the World Series again, and they can win the World Series. They can absolutely do it. They have everything. They have pitching. They have defense. They have a good bullpen. They have a great closer. I know all you guys hate him right now, but they do have a great closer. And they have a great starting rotation. They have everything that you need to win. They are the deepest team in Major League Baseball. They should and very well could win the World Series this year. I'm not going to be happy if they don't win the World Series. I may come on here afterwards and say, well, it was a great year. It was a fantastic year. They got all the way to the NLCS and just didn't go on their way. I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be really, really angry if they don't win the World Series. It's time. Now is the time. This is the year. Now is the time for the Dodgers to win the World Series. Last year was a disappointment because they didn't win the World Series. This year would be a disappointment as well if they didn't win the World Series. Even how they made it in, having to go to Game 163. There's a lot of great reasons why it's not that big of a deal. If they don't win it, they need to. This is the year. Absolutely. 100% this is the year. Olivia Silva, I don't know why everyone is hating. I love what Roberts has brought brought to this team. He does exactly what he needs to do. He needs to be the guy just sitting there and doing what the front office wants him to do. Let's see. Look what Roberts has wasted with Kershaw, Jansen, Machado, Turner, Kemp twice, Puig. All wasted. Why is it wasted, Tim? I know you want to say that you want to be negative. Now is not the time to be negative. What has he actually been wasting? First of all, the next guy is right. Aaron Devandry is right. Roberts wasn't here as the manager when Kemp was here back in 2014. So what has he wasted right now with Kershaw, Jansen, Machado, Turner, Kemp, Puig, all that? He is in the playoffs right now with Machado. Machado has never been a part of this team. Machado has never been in the middle of that lineup. That's exactly what's different this year. I think he's going to carry the team, and he's going to be huge because he's going to take pitches. He's going to make it so that you get deeper into counts, hopefully, and he's going to have a couple big home runs because that's who he is. Excuse me. So I think they're prime. They're in their prime, yes, Tim, but they haven't wasted it this year. This is the year. They were in NLCS last year, 2 years ago. They're in Game 7 of the World Series this year. This is the year they win the whole thing. This team, you're right. Absolutely, D. Foley. This is the team. This team was built to win the World Series. Now they just have to get it done. The playoffs are a crapshoot, but they have everything. They should be able to get through it this year with this. Tina G-Man, he does make bad decisions with leaving in pitchers and sometimes starting the wrong pitchers. He does. I'm not going to lie to you. He absolutely makes bad decisions if it's his decision, that is, to leave in the pitchers for too long. Happens way too much. There's a lot of times where he'll leave Scott Alexander in when you know that Scott Alexander isn't feeling it. Dylan Floro. There's so many times when Dylan Floro has been pitching deep into a count, and you're like, he doesn't have it. There's nothing. Dylan Floro is a split pitcher. He wanted to have, when he's not getting the ground balls and the balls in the air over and over again, that's the time to get rid of him. That's the time to make it so that that Dylan Floro isn't pitching. So yes, that is one of my main issues with Roberts, where he does not take the pitcher out at the right time. He lets them go and he lets them kill themselves and hang themselves. He did it with J.C. Chargois. He did it with Alexander and Floro, and he's done it with Maeda and Ferguson. He's done a lot of bad things. However, he does the right things at the right time. How difficult do you see this next series being, Saucy Kyle? I think it's going to be difficult. I don't want to say they sweep, even though I kind of feel like they're going to sweep the Braves. I think we see a 4-game series. The Dodgers win that 3-1, but I think it's going to be difficult because they have a good lineup. With Acuna, and I know Ozzie Albies is kind of falling off a little bit. Freddie Freeman is really strong, but he's not the same guy that he kind of was at the beginning of the year. They have a lot of good bats in that lineup. However, none of them have been in this situation in a playoff series, whereas the Dodgers have been there and have been there for the last couple of years, most of them. Bellinger was there last year. Turner was there last year. Guys like Kemp and Muncy, they've been there before. Muncy hasn't been there, but a lot of guys have been. Grandal has been there. Even Barnes has been there. This team has played in the postseason before, whereas Atlanta hasn't. I think they're gonna dispatch them. I think it's still a year too early for Atlanta to show who they are. So I think it's just gonna take some time. Sopop Tep. Remember, everyone wanted to re-sign Brandon Morrow, but look at him now, out for the season. Yeah, but I mean that happens. It's you can't predict injuries, unfortunately. So yes, but bullpens are crazy. A great bullpen at the beginning of the year is a terrible bullpen at the end of the year. A bad bullpen at the beginning of the year could very easily be changed into a great bullpen at the end of the year. It's so weird. Fultonevich is very good, although so is Marquez, and they had no problems today from Jake 921802. Absolutely, Fultonevich is good. And I'm assuming he'll be the number one starter. I don't know. I haven't looked enough into Atlanta, but it's. I think I trust Kershaw in that situation over a guy like Fultonevich. Doc sticking with Pedro Baez deserves some attention. Pedro has been lights out for the past 2+ months. He's been great, Clutch Kurt. He's been fantastic, and you can't say anything bad about him right now. Absolutely not. And that's why he's going to make the postseason roster, because he has been so good. Let's check out YouTube. Krish Patel, Manny has been in the playoffs. Okay, so he has. Good, thank you. It must have been a couple years ago when Crush Davis was good, and if you can get it, Krish, if you can get his actual numbers, because I haven't looked up his playoff numbers yet. I have to get all into playoff mode now. I was totally focused in on Game 163 in the Rockies. I was focused in on Herman Marquez and Walker Buehler. I haven't checked out on Atlanta yet because I needed them to see Atlanta first. Ryan Orion Montez, exactly, Greg. As I mentioned, the Dodgers' key to success this postseason could and possibly will be Buehler and experience. Buehler has been great and experience. You're absolutely right. Totally with you on that. Dodgers will wear down the Braves. I agree with that too, Rodney and Renee and Charity Regalado. 100% agree with you. Let's see. This is the year. I know it. Go Dodgers. Traveling Sandarita. Yes, totally with you too. If the bullpen doesn't get their crap together, forget it, guys. Pack your bags. We're going home. That's, Sherwin Howell. There's a great stat from Clint, Real FRG on Twitter. He put up, and he actually tweeted me with it. Since May, they've had the best bullpen in baseball. I go look up the stats on Twitter. I have to actually see it. Let me see if I can actually find it. It's going to be tough to find. But he actually said, he's actually told me straight up, said this is the year. Let's see if I think I quote tweeted it. Let me see if I can do it. Oh, it's not on me yet. This is gonna be way more difficult than I thought it was gonna be. So forgive me for I have sinned. Let's see there. Where are you at? Oh, I can't find it. It's got to be the whole crazy thing. So I'm not there yet. I apologize. But anyway, Olivia Silva, did we already talk about a potential starter for Thursday? The potential starter for Thursday is going to be Kershaw. Kershaw is going to start. He started on Saturday, so that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's a 4 days rest. It will be Kershaw most likely. Otherwise, they could go Ryu with the number one start on Thursday. That'd be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That'd be a 5-day rest period. Very well could be, or they can give him an extra day of rest and start in game 2. I think you go Kershaw game 1 though. That's probably where it's at. It's probably gonna be. So get your playoff games ready. You know what? Here's the thing, and let me ask you guys. You guys all know better than I do, right? I can go to the game. I actually have a press pass to be at Dodger Stadium on Thursday to watch the Dodgers versus the Braves. I'm not going because I want to come home, watch the game, and talk to you guys afterwards. What do you think is the best move? Should I go to the game and not do a post game, or should I come home, watch the game, and talk about the game directly afterwards? I think the right call, personally, is to come home and watch the game and talk to you guys afterwards. But you let me know. Tell me what you think. If you say go, it's better to be there, maybe I will. Okay, Jose Gonzalez, thank you. Kershaw will pitch game 1 and Ryu game 2 just announced. I appreciate that. It is going to be, that's right. All right, let's see. Oh, someone got me the Machado line. Machado, 174, 240, 348 in the playoffs. Eesh. Did they get swept, Jake? Can you let me know if that was in a sweep or how many games he played in those series? Oh, I got Dodgers Gang is telling me to go. Dude, get to the game. Brian Hatfield. Dude, Dodger Nation postgame. I can't do the postgame from Dodger Stadium. I can't do it. It's not impossible. I would go to the game. Dude, go to the game. Just do postgame later. Go for me. They should be televised, but it's good to know you're not home. If you're not home, do both. I can do both, but it's not going to be till way, way later. We can hang on for a bit post game, okay? Jansen needs to work on closing, nerve-wracking again to watch. Let's see, thank you, Dodgers, for making my drive from Canada down US 101. PCH, an enjoyable one, listening to you first kick San Francisco Giants and then win your 6th straight NOS title. I got a dude go to the game from Charles Hamill. Go and enjoy it. AJ Nunez. So far, everyone's telling me to go to the game. Go to the game. That's from Tim Guerrero. Stay here. Oh, I got to stay here. Gotta go from Cleater. Go to the game, and it's an experience. Tim Guerrero, 73. Keep up the good work. Multi-platform Craig from Olear. Go to the game from the Haddock, from T. Haddock. That's Tim Haddock, I believe. Machado was a 20-year-old rookie that year. Yeah, see, that's a little bit young for Machado to really give me those numbers. It's going to be different. I'm getting a lot of go to the games. No, suffer with us, from Foxtrot now. Why would we want an Angels manager? No way, that's right. I agree with that. Newcomb almost hit us in Atlanta, remember? Well, yes, I remember that. Manny has been to the playoffs. Thanks, Greg. Okay, got that. Let's see what Twitch has to say. Should I go? I feel like he has. I don't know. Which team wins a title first, Dodgers or Lakers? I'm saying Dodgers, Perez. I'm saying Dodgers win it this year. This is the year. This is absolutely the year. Go. It's national. Don't gotta rely on Twitter for play-by-play. Give me your pass and stay with the listeners from Perez. Dímelo el press pass. Go to the game. We'll be here waiting. Okay. All right. I mean, must go from Gio. Dodgers will sweep the Braves. You game go. Go. I'm getting a lot of goes. So, I don't know. Go to the game. If it's not going well, leave early so you can talk us off a ledge. Poor Greg. Yes, just kidding. Go to the game and live tweet. I can. Go get a job, dude. I have a job. I work for these guys right here, ESPN LA. So, yeah, all right. So everyone's saying go to the game. I'm seeing a lot of go to the game. So, you know what? Maybe I will go to the game. I think that might be the plan. Greg, you're gonna regret not going. Go watch Kershaw have the playoff game of his life. All right. Hope Lakers don't until the Queen leaves. Oh, don't do that, Brian Hatfield. What's our record against the Braves? They won the series against the Braves. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I have like I said, I haven't gone in depth with the Braves just yet. But they did win the season series against the Braves. Let's see. No, Suffer With Us. I already had that one. Let's see. Orioles lost to Yankees in 5 games in 2012. Played an infamous Britton Showalter game in 2016. Go unless you're bad luck, then stay home. Oof, I don't know. I mean, you guys got to tell me what that is. I don't know if I'm bad luck or not. I was at Game 7 of last year in the World Series, and they lost that game. And that was the only playoff game that I went to. So you tell me, am I bad luck? If I'm bad luck, I don't want to go. D-Full USA, yeah, just go and schedule a post game for later. We can wait up. All right. This team was within a game last year, and they're arguably better now. Everyone is beatable. 100%. Sidriel won 5-7 versus Braves. Thank you, Brian David Ojeda. So there you go. Who's ever wondering, the Dodgers won 5-7 versus the Braves, and I'm saying 4 games. I got to stick with 4 games, although I do think it's going to be a sweep. We won't have again this year. Oh, yeah, definitely don't go then. That's what I said. I said going to Game 7. So stay home, Greg, from Matthew Shank. How about a repeat 1988 World Series Dodgers A's? That's very possible. Darvish was bad luck. 100% agreed with that. What a joke of a year that was. All right, it looks like I have 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We are at the 2-minute warning, and then I'll be back with you Thursday, whether it's after the game when I get back home from the game, or it'll be after I watch the game from home. I haven't totally decided yet. I got to talk with some people. I got to talk with the upper management here at ESPN LA 710, and we'll figure out what that is. And by the way, go on the morning show and go tell them all that they're crazy for not believing in the Dodgers all year. Go tell them, please. Go tell Keyshawn. Go tell LZ. Go tell Travis. Go tell Ireland. Go tell Sedano. Go tell Mason. Mason actually believed the whole year. Go tell everybody. That's how it's going to be. All right, so this is my last 2-minute warning brought to you by whatever, blah, 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 whoever pays for it. Yeah, you get the joke. All right, let's start over on Facebook. Go to the game. Yes, Braves, Phillies, something. When I think Braves, Dodgers, and playoffs, I think Juan Uribe with his clutch home run. Let's do this. Absolutely. Oh, man, Juan Uribe. What a great guy he was. He was the dude. He was just a guy that brought everybody together. It was so great. Let's see. I got to get any questions before I go. I got 10. I got 1 question for each platform that's left in me. Kemp will hit 5 home runs with the Braves. Oh, yeah. That's against his former team against the Braves. The team that didn't want him. The team that traded him for guys like Adrian Gonzalez and, Scott Kazmir and a whole bunch of other garbage. You don't have to use 5 platforms to broadcast post-game. Just use Facebook as you're walking out the game. Maybe, but I still got to get the ESPN one on there. We'll see. And Puig Slam. I'm in Phoenix. I get to rub it in their faces tomorrow at work. Let's go Dodgers. Beautiful. Anything here from... It looks like you guys don't really have a lot of questions left, so that's fine because we're all just excited. So let's end it this way. Let's say, let's go Dodgers. 6 seasons in a row. NL West champions. Gotta be excited. Gotta be happy about that. Got Game 1 on Thursday against the Braves here in LA with Clayton Kershaw on the mound. Most likely Mike Fultonevich. And after that, it's Game 2 with Ryu and Game 3 with Walker Buehler. Let's get that sweep. Let's move on to the NLCS, and then let's go all the way through and win the World Series. I love all you guys. Thank you very much from every single platform, from Dodgers Nation to ESPN LA. I'll be on Mason and Ireland tomorrow with the guys, talking all things Dodgers, just like we always do. So let's go, and I'll see you guys Thursday night, whether it's directly after the game or about an hour afterwards, after I get home from the game. We'll see. All right, that's enough for me. Thank you guys all very much. See ya.